Hey guys, I'm going to start experimenting with this kind of form of content as well. Now, if you follow the channel or you know about the channel, I do a lot of stuff over in shorts where I give you a really quick rundown of basically my training session for the day. But I thought it would be a lot better if I could just come on here and give you a lot more in depth, because I only have a minute on shorts, but I basically have as long as I want on here. I don't know how often I'll do it, but I definitely want to do it quite often, maybe once to twice to maybe even 3 times a week. And now it's a weird day to start on, I know, but we're starting on week 4, day 3, and today was just some competition squats and also a bit of bench. Now I did 3 sets in total on competition squats. I did 70 for 3, I then did 60 for 4, and then 50 for 4. About RP 8 for the first set, and then RP 6.5. At least that's what I was aiming for. Now, did it work? I don't know. I guess it kind of did, but it also kind of didn't, because I feel like I could have upped the weight a lot more, but I also think that I was very good in not upping the weight, because then I could manage to get my form down a lot more, and actually get that bend in the knee and get my bum to the ground a lot more than if I was to up the weight. Now, an issue I've been having with squats is my stance, my feet width. I've been going very narrow. I don't know why. I did like it. But then this session I experimented a lot more with, as you can see, more shoulder width, and this seemed to work out in my favor, because I've definitely been avoiding them before, feeling like, oh, shoulder width isn't for me. I think it was like a kind of knee thing that I was scared about, but then I tried it in this session and I was really happy with it. But another issue I had is that on some of the sets, the bar felt a little bit uneven. I don't know what that was about. I don't think it'd be uneven traps, because I haven't trained one trap way more than the other. In fact, I don't really train traps, and I tried to look either side. I have my clips on and the weight was pushed all the way to the end, so I don't have a full-on idea why that was the case, but overall squats was a really good set. Now, moving on to bench now. The issues I'm having with bench at the moment is leg drive. Now, I didn't want to do too much on bench with these shoes, because they're really airy, and it kind of put me off, because I didn't really have my foot to the ground. Now, that's not an excuse. Like, I did take them off. At least I think I took them off. I might not even have taken them off, but I wanted to just go a bit lighter, because coming back from my 2 weeks on holiday, and then also, yeah, like I say, the shoes were kind of an issue. Now, the thing with leg drive for me is that I just don't feel it as much as I'd like to at the moment. It's definitely something I'm working on, and I've found in this session that as I'm setting up, as I am here, if I keep my heels on the ground in this position that I'm in now, which I'm not doing in this case, I find leg drive to be a lot more integrated into my lift than if I kept the heels off the ground. So if you see with this one, I don't have much leg drive, and when I do leg drive like that, my glutes come off the bench, which is a big no-no and something I don't want to do. However, when I start integrating the heels to the ground afterwards, as you can see from this angle, I definitely feel like it's a lot better, and I felt like the 65 was flying up a lot easier when they were flat on the ground like that, than when they weren't before. And now another issue I also have with bench in this session, and quite a few, is that I find myself actually being too far away from racking the bar. So, you know, I kind of lap pullovering like 80, 90, 100, or whatever I'm doing, in this case 65, which is a bit painful for me, because I find it really hard to unrack the bar. But it's finding that balance, where you're not lap pullovering really hard, but you're not so far up the bar that your leg drive doesn't really work. I think that's a thing that I really need to focus on bench, because I find myself getting like really cocky with bench, because I'm like, oh yeah, it's calm, it's the compound that I'm used to the most, blah 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 blah. I just can't get like that, and then I just need to focus on getting the leg drive, and I should be all good. I really enjoy these forms of content, because I can actually give you a more in-depth guide, and it's also useful for me to come back on and to see what I was doing wrong, and if I've improved it in the future. Good to keep myself accountable. But thank you for watching, and I definitely will continue with these forms of content. I'm going to do my shorts for a quick blast, but then I've also got my longer ones for people that really care and want to see me grow.